Hello and welcome back to this Moon Messages reading. I do apologise, I don't know if you've noticed, you probably haven't even noticed, but for those who maybe have, I didn't get round to doing the last moon cycle. So I missed the full moon till the new moon, and we're still in that cycle now, and so I've decided, because I missed the last one due to personal reasons, I am doing this one a little bit early, so hopefully I'll still be picking up some of the energy from that moon cycle. Okay, so this is going to be the new moon in Pisces on the 28th of February until the full moon in Virgo on the 14th of March. But as I say, we might pick up some energy from this moon cycle that we're currently in, which is from the full moon to the new moon. Okay, so apologies for not getting the video out before. If you were looking forward to listening to it, had some personal issues going on and had to focus mainly on that. But hopefully things are going to be okay, and yeah, back here with you now, feeling okay to do this. Okay, so I've already shuffled the cards. Interestingly, I normally shuffle the crystal of the moon cycle last, but it wanted to be shuffled first. However, I'm not going to read it first, so I don't really know what the message is in that. Hopefully we'll find out when we read the message, and there'll be a reason why it wanted to be read first, but not actually read out on the video first. It's really interesting, that it just confused me. It was like, read me, like pick me first, and it kind of gave me and it might be something to do with this. So you know, when you're in school and you have to pick teams, and you think about the person who's always picked last. So it's a kind of that energy. Maybe there's someone on this who is watching and feels like they're always picked last, or they never have a lucky break, or I don't know, something about that. Okay, but we'll see whether that comes up in the message. So if you haven't caught me before, all my details are in the description box. I'm Leanne Marie. I do these messages nearly always every 2 weeks on the new moon and full moon cycle. I also offer personal readings if you want to book, but all my details are down below. Give it a like, subscribe, share, all of that if you like this. If you are a regular viewer of mine, please give me a like and a comment. It's always good to hear from the people who are watching, because I don't know who's watching. We can't tell. Okay, so I'm just going to read the cards. So the first card we have is assessing. So you'll see someone is in a hot air balloon. They're kind of looking at the moon. They're looking through like a telescope, and they're trying to get a clearer view of things. So this is to do with things that are going on in your life at the moment. So maybe you have things going on and you have to really look at the fine details of something. Maybe you've signed a contract, or maybe you've just purchased a new home, maybe you have started a new job, maybe you've been offered an opportunity where you have to read terms and conditions, or you have to sign something. So this is about paying attention to the small print, making sure that you are 100% clear on the details. But it could also be about anything that's going on in your life right now where you feel like you have to weigh up the options of something, or you have to really get clear on what you actually want. So it could be that you're going through a bit of a transitional period in your life, and you're trying to weigh up, what do I actually want for myself? And to get really clear on that. Okay, so looking at every single aspect maybe of your life and thinking, what do I need to focus on? What do I need to improve? What do I need to change? What is going to make me feel happier? What isn't working well? What is working well? It's kind of like really assessing each detail. Okay, so you could fall into both camps. You could just fall into one of those, but there is those two messages coming through for this. Okay, number 9 is about letting go. So maybe there's something you need to let go of to then welcome something new in as well. Just be mindful that what you're letting go of is actually what you really want to let go of, and what you want to welcome in is actually what you really need to and what you want to. Okay, so the next two cards that came out together, I'm not sure if they link together, but they came out together, so I'm just going to read them that way, is focus. Trying to get that to focus. Focus, and that's number 14. So 1 and 4 is 5. 5 is about changes, and you have got a butterfly there as well, which is about change and transformation. So that goes really well with the first card. And then the second card is beauty. Now, I was really drawn to the energy of this card rather than the image. I mean, it's a bit of both, but when I looked at this image, the energy of peace and calm and relaxation came through. So almost like you are really needing that right now. So whatever you choose has to give you those things, okay? So what's going to give you the most peace, the most calm, the most relaxation? Because I feel like you really need it. And actually, if you look at this card here, she's in water. And I just thought, as soon as I saw this card, I thought about someone in a bath. So I thought, you know, if someone's in a bath, they're relaxing, they're calm, they're relaxed, they're just kind of, just chilled. So I've just got that in mind with these. So what do you need to focus on in your life that is going to bring more peace, relaxation, calm, ease, flow, all of those things, right? Where in your life have you not got this at the moment, and how can you change that to bring those things in? I can't imagine it would be the opposite. I can't imagine these cards would be like, how do you stop being so calm or relaxed? Because who would want that, right? We all want a bit of peace in our lives and calm sometimes. And number 2, so 20, 2 and 0 is 2. I can do my maths. And 2 is about balance. So this is about really creating harmony and balance in your life. So you really need to start assessing areas in your life which are unbalanced, and bring it more into balance so that you can be more calm, harmonious, peaceful, relaxed, all of those, okay? Next card we have is blossoming. Now with this one, I was really drawn to the violin that she's playing. And I thought about closing my eyes and really like imagining someone playing a beautiful tune on a violin, and maybe your favourite song, like a slow song or something, and then just playing it on a violin. I know mine straight away, and I know that it sounds beautiful on a violin. And I just got that, again, that feeling of peace, relaxation, calm, ease, and just being really blissful and content, and all of those lovely words, right? But all of those lovely feelings as well. So imagine yourself, maybe you want to do this, maybe you want to close your eyes and just imagine someone playing a violin, and maybe you don't like the sound of a violin, but maybe playing your favourite musical instrument or singing your favourite song, which is a lovely, calm, happy, good feeling tune, right? I don't know, but get yourself into that energy and think about something in your life that also makes you feel those feelings. So have there been times in your life where you've really felt all those same feelings that you would feel if you got yourself into that energy and that state? And what were you doing? Who were you with? How were you being? What was your personality like at the time? Just start to question yourself and be like, okay, maybe I need to do that more, or do that again, or change and do that now. Something like that coming through. It reminds me of a funny story actually. When I was younger, I learnt to play the violin, and I can't play the violin now. I literally learned for about 2 weeks, and they gave me a violin to take home. And my mum always reminds me of this. So she sent me to the back of the garden. Our garden was quite big. She sent me to the back of the garden because it sounded awful. And on my 30th birthday, she gave me this memory box with loads of different little objects and things. And one was like this little tiny violin, and she put a tag on it saying when you were sent to the back of the garden for playing awful tunes on the violin. And it was just a memory that I'd forgotten, but it was really funny. Also, I want to note the number on this card because it is number 33. Now 33 is about support, It's about divine support as well, so angelic support, support from your ancestors, support from your loved ones in spirit, okay? If you believe in all of that, support in God, if you believe in God. It's divine support, and also can be physical support, you know, from people, emotional support from people in your life as well. When I went, so I had some health issues going on, still have health issues going on, but I went to the doctors yesterday actually, and I had some blood tests done, and nobody likes having those things done. They're not very pleasant. If you like them, you're strange. But I had that done, and there was a note on the doctor's computer, and it said all the times of the appointments for each of his patients, I guess. So it said, like, you know, 11:30, 12:15, 1:20, something like that. But they're always round numbers. They're always like, you know, on the quarter past or 20 past or whatever. And then the last number was 333. And I was like, why would you have an appointment at 3:33? Like, it did not make sense. But I was like, thank you, because just lately I have felt really held and supported by the divine. It is crazy, and I'm so thankful. And on the way to work after that, I saw 333 on a number plate right in front of me as well, and I was like, thank you. And so just be grateful for anything like that, any support you get, whether it's divinely supported or whether it's anyone supporting you in your life in whatever way. And it can be this small way that they support you, or a big way, but just really take that in and be really grateful for that, because there are so many people in this world who don't get that support and who don't open themselves up to that support. And that is another thing I want to talk about, is really opening yourself up to support as well. Often we struggle to ask for help, we struggle to ask for support, we struggle to say yes to people who want to support us. But the minute you do that, everything will open up to you and good things will happen. And so I hope that supports you, okay? Right, so just off on a tangent there, I'm just going to grab some of my tea because it's getting cold. Okay, the next card we have is hidden. It was upside down, okay? So generally when they're hidden, they don't want to be seen just yet, or it's something that you're just not aware of at the moment, or you're trying to hide something away, right? So what is this? It is darkness. Now, it doesn't surprise me that, you know, you might be trying to hide away darkness. You might be trying to hide away things that you don't want to see, things that you're resisting. I mean, that is hiding it away in the first place, isn't it? Resisting darkness, resisting shadows, resisting the dark side of life, right? Things that we don't really want to go through. I have literally just had a conversation with a friend about these sorts of things, and you know, my mind has gone to dark places over the last sort of few weeks, and it's also helped me realize the other side of it. It's helped me realize why sometimes we have to go through these things and how it can give us a different perspective. So if I hadn't gone through some of the things I've gone through in the last week or two, I wouldn't have been able to feel a certain way about certain areas of my life that I had just been complaining about or worrying about. And there is a card after this which goes perfectly with this, and I'll talk a bit more on it in a second. But when we have really serious things go on for us, or potential serious things, it can really, and I'm sure people have been aware of this, you know, when people leave us, when people pass away, when we go through health scares, or, you know, have car accidents or whatever, right? It can really just make us realize what is worth worrying about, what is worth focusing on. And that goes back to those cards at the start. You know, what are you choosing to focus on, and what needs to be focused on instead? What needs to be changed? What needs to be assessed? And it's times like this, it's dark times, it's traumatic events, it's huge life changes that just throw you It's rock bottom moments that really get you to assess your life and really get you to think about what is important and what needs to be, like I say, worried about or focused on. Okay. One of the things I'll just quickly share with you, one of the things that came up for me recently was something I've been worrying about for the last 3.5 years. And I've been waiting for like progress on it. And I've always been really, really anxious about it. In the last 3.5 years, I've been really anxious about it. And then in between, I've had lots of changes. I've had lots of things going on for me, you know, lots of losses, lots of worries and things like that. And I swear my body has like readjusted inside or something, or my energy has shifted, because yesterday I got an email which I've been waiting for, and I assumed, because every time before that I got this email which was linked to this thing that I'm worried about, I had been really, really anxious. Every time I got the email I was like like literally like made me so anxious. But yesterday I got an email that I've been waiting months on end for, and I had no anxiety. And I was like, why am I not anxious? Like, this is something I've been worrying about for 3.5 years. Why am I not anxious about this? And I won't go into what it is, but it's something that should make me anxious, and it just hasn't. And I swear it's because I've had worse things going on lately. I've had things that have made me reevaluate and made me think, that's not worth worrying about. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just going to go into the next 2 cards that came out together. I don't think they're linked, so I'm just going to read them separately. I just went really dizzy. Is anyone feeling dizzy right now? That's strange. Okay, maybe off balance. Okay, right, so the next card we have is Cool Your Emotions. Now it does say full moon in Aries. Now this is the part of the reading which is around the full moon in Virgo. Virgo's an earth sign. I was going to say might be because it's a fire sign, but it's not. It's an earth sign, isn't it? So Aries, they just guide me to the full moon energy anyway, so it's stuff we have to let go of, okay? But Aries is normally, it's a fire sign, okay? So when you think about fire, if you think about emotions tied to fire, it's normally anger, it's normally rage. It can be passion, but in this sense, it's about fire, it's about rage, anger, all of that, right? Resentment, things like that. So anything in your life that holds all of this, so like the darkness, right, will hold all of this. Your shadows inside of you, your subconscious is going to hold anger, resentment, fear, rage, all of that, okay? So whatever in your life is still attached to those emotions needs to be let go of. And I don't want to, I tiptoe on this a little bit, because at the moment I'm going through a bit of a realization that we need to allow pain, and we need to be with our pain, and we need to be with our suffering and understand it and appreciate it for what it's showing you and how it's teaching you, right? So I don't want to just say get rid of it, get rid of your anger, don't feel anger, right? As you know, I'm an advocate for feeling your feelings, so there's no harm in feeling your anger. There's no harm in feeling your resentment, your frustration, your rage. It's when you give it a voice, and you can give it a voice, but to yourself or to other people in a healthy way. But it's when you give it a voice in an unhealthy way that it can do more damage, okay? So it does say cool your emotions. So maybe if you are going through something that's making you angry, making you feel all those feelings, right? How can you ask yourself, how can I be with this in a healthy way that's not going to harm anyone else around me, that's going to express my anger in a healthy way? So maybe you can tell someone, this makes me feel angry, this makes me feel resentful. You know, I have felt resentful for many years because of this. I feel a lot of rage within me right now. I don't know how to express it. Maybe you just want to journal on it. Maybe you just want to speak it to yourself. Maybe you want to speak to that anger and just treat it like it's a separate entity or, you know, a person, and have that build a new relationship up with it. Ask it questions. Why are you here? What are you angry about? Yeah, how can I better understand you? And that will really help you to move forward in a healthy way and create space for more healthier things in your life and more healthier relationships and more peace and relaxation and calm and all of that, right? The next card we have is believe in good luck. So, you know, when someone has a competition, or like they join a competition or something, they do the lottery or, you know, or whatever, and they say, oh, I never win anything. I never have good luck. I'm just not a lucky person. That is a belief. Yes, they probably never have won anything, right? But they ultimately believe that they're not worthy of receiving something, winning something, because they've always been that way, or, you know, and nothing can change. And so they believe that it's always going to happen. You're never going to win anything. They're never going to be lucky because they've never been lucky in the past, right? That is a belief, and that is a limiting belief that is stopping them from receiving anything good in their lives, right? So this is around what you choose to believe. So if you choose to believe that someone in your life is like, I don't know how to say it, but if you're angry at someone and whatever you believe about that person, you choose to believe that, and that's just gonna continue. But if you can look at it in a different perspective and try to understand why they might be that way, and this isn't letting them off the hook. So if you've had a really like horrible thing happen to you by someone, this is not letting them off the hook. But what it's doing is it's giving you inner peace. So instead of constantly getting angry about this person, and maybe you've been angry about the same situation or person for many, many years, and it's really not helping you feel good, instead of continuing that story and that belief, you can just let go of it, and you can choose to just have that peace within you and choose to believe something different, or choose to focus on something different. I can't give you a prime example, but I'm sure that this is making some kind of sense, that, you know, if you were constantly telling yourself, oh, you know, I'm so angry at this person who hurt me when I was 5 years old, right? And you're still saying, oh, I'm so angry at them, they're always like this, blah, 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 blah. How is that helping in any way? How is that helping you to feel better? Because ultimately, you just want to feel better, right? They're probably not ever going to change. So the only thing you can do is change how you view things, what you talk about, what you invite into your life by your energy and your words, okay? So, crystal, let's see what the crystal of the moon cycle is and what its message is to you. And let's see why it wanted to be picked out first. Okay, so that is obsidian. I've never had this in a moon messages, I don't think, but obsidian is usually a crystal for protection. So it's normally protecting you against negative energies, negative people, negative situations, all of that, okay? So let's see what it says. Obsidian, observing the self, self-reflection, know thyself. When you look in the mirror, who looks back at you? How do you view yourself? Do you look into your own eyes and see someone willing to acknowledge the past and learn from it? Do you see someone willing to step into a new identity, one more suited to the life you want for yourself? It's very relevant. All of us are ever changing and a mix of past, present, and hopes for the future. The challenge is to trust that the you that you are becoming will be loved, cherished, and supported, even if you are still just exploring your potential, still unfamiliar with the new territory that you have entered. As you ponder what you wish to change, love the one you're with, you. Love yourself in all complexity, knowing that whatever strengths you need are present, and Obsidian Spirit is here to amplify them through the power of self-awareness. Just as in observing a particle or a wave, the observer can change its form. so too in observing yourself can you begin the process of personal transformation. You are going to love the you that you're becoming. Relationship message. Self-awareness means stopping long enough to acknowledge who you see when you observe yourself. The beautiful you and the you who is imperfect. We are all works in progress, and as you engage in honest self-reflection, you will start to see what you are overlooking. The qualities you have been seeking in a partner but have forgotten exist within you. You have so much to offer. As the ancient Greek axiom goes, know thyself. To be authentic in any relationship, you have to know and love yourself just as you are. And Obsidian Spirit is here to remind you that you are awesome. Prosperity message. Do you know your patterns? Do you know where your money and efforts go? Or is it all a big mystery at the end of the month? Obsidian Spirit's gentle message for you is to stop being afraid and looking at your relationship with money. For you have a serious tendency to underestimate your ability to manage the flow of abundance in your life. To experience the prosperity you deserve, answer the call to heal your old fear-based habits. Fearful frugality and gee, I hope they love me now, generosity will not serve you on your healing journey. Any discomfort you have in looking at your relationship to finances is simply part of a necessary transition to accepting yourself as you are today, right now in this moment. And you must accept yourself as you are you must accept yourself as you are for healing to take place. Self-awareness is always a good thing, and it will lead you to feeling comfortable and confident in growing your abundance. Obsidian is a glass-like volcanic rock that forms when lava cools rapidly without crystallization. There are many types, but the most well-known is black obsidian. This protective and grounding stone assists us in cleansing the energy field, as well as identifying and clearing old negative emotions or thought patterns. Okay, so that was really interesting. That was mostly about self-awareness and actually reflecting, wasn't it? Which is what I said at the start, which is probably why it wanted to be picked first, so that it sat next to that first card. So the first and second cards, which are about obviously really assessing every area of your life. And obviously we went through relationships, we went through prosperity in there, and you know, so that makes sense, assessing each area of your life and just seeing, like really looking at each area and seeing where you need to improve it or what you need to notice. It was saying about, you know, really accepting yourself and loving yourself in certain areas. So what areas in your life are you not accepting, or you're not giving yourself enough attention in? Okay. Yeah, so that was really, really good reading. I hope it supports you well. And yeah, let me know, put it in comments, give it a like, share, all of that jazz. And if you want to book a personal reading, then all my details are below, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.